All right, Supreme Court Justices Elena Kagan and Coney Barrett are making a rare appearance on Capitol Hill today. They're asking Congress for about $228 million to improve security as the judiciary faces increasing threats. Now, the court is pushing for a 10% increase to its annual budget. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford is live from Washington with the latest. All right, so Jan, always good to see you and have you on the program. Tell us about some of the previous threats and safety concerns that are raising urgency for these tighter security measures.
Oh, hi, Kelly. It's great to be here. Well, look, just yesterday, a man was arrested on the Capitol grounds with a gun, asking, where's the Supreme Court? These threats really increased in 2022 after the leak of that Dobbs decision, which, of course, overturned Roe versus Wade. Justice Kavanaugh and his family are lucky to be alive after a man traveled from California with guns, ammo, knives, zip ties, and was in the back of his yard before he was arrested. Of course, he is now in prison. But there's hundreds of threats a year at this point. Most recently, Justice Barrett, who's going to be testifying today, as you said, was the target of a swatting incident at her home, which, of course, is a false report of gunfire or violence that causes the police to kind of descend on a home, a very dangerous situation. So we've seen this increasing uptick really since 2022. And now with the rhetoric on the left and the right at the court and some of the decisions, the threats are only getting worse, Kelly.
So, Jan, how exactly will the money they've requested get used?
Well, as Kelly said, it's almost a $230 million request for fiscal year 2027. That's about a 10% increase. $14 million is going to kind of expand the police force and security for the justices, their families, at their homes, and when they travel. And again, Vlad, all of this is a relatively new phenomenon. I've covered the court for a really long time, as you know, and the justices, back in the day, not that long ago, used to go out on their own to the grocery store or drive themselves. And so all of this now is become increasingly necessary in this kind of dangerous, toxic political environment we're in, where threats not only at the justices, but at all kind of political figures you're seeing. So what the court is asking for, my sources say, is really in line with what you're seeing, kind of the increased security that's now being required for all kinds of political figures on both sides of the political aisle, Vlad.
It's a really important piece of context that this is something that is new, whether it be the toxicity or the rise of social media, too, and just so much more eyeballs on this. Jan Crawford.